Hey Yorba Linda, are you looking to blow away the guests at your next event? Then you're not going to want to miss this episode. So on today's Yorba Linda Small Business Spotlight, I'm sitting down with Becky Allen. She is the owner of the Garden Gate. If you've been around Yorba Linda for a while, you've probably heard of it. She's been around for 28 years. And we're going to talk a little bit about her background, how she came to own this flower shop 28 years ago, as well as some of the best parts and the hardest parts about owning this type of business. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. So today I am here with Becky from Garden Gate. Becky, thank you for joining me and thank you for welcoming into this wonderful store of yours.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. So the first question I always have, because I want the community to get to know you a little bit better, is tell me a little bit about yourself before opening this, as well as what you do on the side, just so the community can have a better understanding of who you are as a person.
Sure. I am born and bred Yorba Linda.
Okay.
So I've grown up in Yorba Linda, and when I was little, right here where Home Goods and Trader Joe's and all of that was TGNY.
Okay.
So people in my age bracket are going to remember TGNY. Other people aren't going to know what TGNY is.
Okay.
But when I was a little girl, we would come up here, we would go to Winchell's, we would get ice cream here at Rite Aid, which isn't there any longer.
Remember that, yeah.
Yeah. And then we would go to TGNY and we'd get our cords and our fabric and everything. And this has been a flower shop for over 50 years.
Wow. Okay.
And when I was little, it was called the Plant Lady.
Okay.
So when I was little, we would come and I would come inside the store and I would admire it, and I would be like, when I'm big, I want to work there.
Yep.
And then just, life happens, and then I ended up getting into the medical field.
Okay.
And I worked in chiropractic offices, I did insurance billing, and I kind of started my own little business being an insurance biller.
Okay.
And it wasn't my passion.
Okay.
I was young, and I would drive to work and be like, I'm not going today.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yep.
But I'd be like, Becky, you have to go to work, and I'd go to work.
I'm sure plenty of people can relate, yeah.
Yeah. So when I was 23, we lost a grandparent and a cousin was murdered, and it was kind of just like a changing point in my life where I was like, I don't want to be miserable.
Yep.
So the gal that owned it at the time, I had called her. I'm like, I will work for free. I do not care.
Yeah.
I want to be happy.
Yeah.
So I worked here for about a year.
Okay.
And she had said, I'm done. She'd owned it for a year and a half, and she was starting a family, and she's like, I don't want to do it anymore. Okay. So she gave me the opportunity to purchase it. Okay. And I was only 23. Okay. So
and after only a year of working there, basically?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what do I have to lose? Yep. I'm 23 years old. I can recover. If it fails, I can recover. Yeah. And I was like, I'm doing it. Wow. So 28 years later, here I am.
Here you are, still here. So that's definitely, and I see that a lot with entrepreneurs, is you have to take that risk, and that initial risk, especially going to the unknown. That's how you're successful. So
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then in terms of if someone's never been here before, so obviously it's been here for a very long time, but if someone's never stopped by before, what type of services do you offer here? So obviously flowers, I would say, I'm guessing is your main service.
Yes.
What kind of stuff would someone expect to see when they come in here?
Sure. We of course have fresh flowers, and then we also have a lot of gifts.
Okay.
Just a lot of, I do really put a lot of time into buying unique things that you can't get everywhere. Gotcha. And then we also carry a lot of Christian things, which is hard to find, sadly, nowadays. So, you can come in and always find something with scripture. Okay. And we also have a lot of plants. Gotcha. So we sell a lot of plants, a lot of dish gardens, and just kind of unique things. And we do deliveries, of course. Okay. And we have a very wide delivery area. Okay. So we deliver like all the way down to San Juan Capistrano, Riverside, Long Beach, Pasadena. Okay. So we have a big circle. Yeah. And before we had a smaller radius of delivery. Yep. And what was happening is my clients, which I am so grateful for and value so much. And I've grown my business on reputation, customer service, quality of product, design. We don't just shove flowers in a vase. I have designers who are artists, and it's a talent. It's a genuine talent. And what would happen is somebody would need something in San Juan Capistrano, and I'd have to call a shop out there, and then they were like, oh, I'm so bummed that you guys don't go there. So I was like, you know what? We need to start going there. We need to service all the areas, so when my clients come to me, they know that they're getting the Garden Gate product.
Gotcha. Okay, so you kind of slowly expanded from there. And so obviously, the quality of the product has to speak for itself. If you've been in business for 28 years, obviously the product is good, customers keep coming back. Word of mouth marketing is the best type of marketing because you know you're doing a good job. They're coming back over and over, recommending to family and friends. So you're obviously doing something right here. So in terms of flower shops, what would you say is kind of one of the hardest thing about owning a flower shop?
It's super physical.
Okay.
People do not understand. You know, you think, oh, it's how nice, you get to play with flowers all day, and oh, it's such an art, and it's so beautiful. I mean, it is down and dirty, physical, standing on your feet, lifting heavy buckets. You know, when they come, they have their thorns, they have their flowers. You have to clean it all, you have to process it all, you have to let it open. It's a very, very physical job. And because we're so blessed, we have a very small square footage, but we have a lot of employees. And that's definitely, you know, it's the blood, sweat, and tears. It's me sleeping in my car for 45 minutes during holiday time and then coming back and literally working a 23-hour day for weeks on end. So that's the hardest part. And people just don't see that behind the scenes. They just see this beautiful product that shows up. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. But they didn't see all the sweat, blood, and tears that went behind the scenes to give that gorgeous product. Yeah,
it's definitely eye-opening because that's not something I would even think of in terms of flower shops. So. And I bet in terms of seasonality too, so during the big seasons, you've got Valentine's Day, you have holiday seasons, that's probably something that's going to be stressful as well because you've got a lot of more additional flower requests coming in as well. So.
Exactly. And it's a sacrifice, really, that myself and my staff make for our clients. You know, we don't get Christmas Eve. I don't get Mother's Day. I'm here servicing people, which I'm grateful to do. But those are the things that you don't really think about. And that's any, you know, retail business. But, you know, Valentine's Day is my birthday. So I don't get a Valentine's Day or a birthday. But when I get home, I get a glass of wine and I get a good cry. And then I'm like, okay, I'm ready. That's my birthday gift.
To go again,
a nice piece of cheesecake or something. And so.
Okay. And so one last question before we get to why you chose Yorba Linda. But one, if you're coming in here, you've got your standard occasions a lot of people think about. Well, what are some other occasions maybe that aren't top of mind for people in terms of what they would need flowers for that you do service?
You know, we have everything, you know, of course, the anniversaries, the holidays, all of that. But we do a lot of sympathy flowers, celebrations of life. And I think that is something that, of course, you need those products, or you want those products for your family member that you love or friend. But that's something that we've really kind of specialized in as far as, you know, it's such, and I've lost people that know me, you know, I've lost my husband, my dad, like it's been in the last 5 years. My mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my husband, my dad, you know, brother-in-law, like it
very tough.
Tough. And you know, it's something that it's your final way to say that I love you, and you want those flowers perfect. So I really take the time to create something special. So if it's if you're a cowboy, like we can make your casket piece on a saddle. You know, specialized things. If it's baseball, we are not going to just put a baseball in there. We'll make a baseball. You know, so things. If you can dream it up, I can make it. And if you can't even dream it up, but if you come to me and go like, "This is this person. This is how I want to represent them." Like I've made a pizza. Like I've had somebody that their son passed away and he loved Pizza Hut. I mean, I put the Pizza Hut box and I made a pizza out, you know, so it's just being creative, and I mean, the sky's the limit. So we all love creativity.
Yeah, so definitely, not the run-of-your-mill flower shop. If you need customization,
100%.
You're the person to go to for that.
Yep.
Okay, so the final question I always ask is why Yorba Linda? So can you tell me why you decided to buy the shop in Yorba Linda? I know you said you're a lifelong resident, but can you expand on that and why you wanted to kind of continue that tradition inside Yorba Linda?
Sure. Like I did grow up in Yorba Linda. Yep. I love the community. You know, the equestrian, my dad, growing up, we had equestrian center at Blvd, and I just love the feel of the community. I love that it's still small town.
Yes.
I love that it's just a tight knit community. Yeah. And I love that. You know, I knew I wanted to raise my children here. My kids help in the shop.
Okay.
My mom helped in the shop.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going to be in California, I'm going to be in Yorba Linda.
Okay.
Now, if I'm not in California, you know,
who knows?
Who knows? But if there's no other place I'd rather be than Yorba Linda.
Yeah, and it sounds like, I mean, I've done these interviews so many times, and that's almost the same exact response that we always get. It's the community, it's the small town feel. You live in Orange County, you don't typically see horses walking around anywhere else in Orange County. Yeah. So you can see here on the weekends, see those horses, larger properties, and on top of your neighbors, and the neighbors here are all nice to each other. So, well, thank you so much, Becky, for joining me today, and thank you for telling us a little bit about your shop. Yeah. And everybody out there, until next week, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.